Hello everybody! Yesterday I have already filmed what I am going to say now, but unfortunately the microphone didn't pick up the noise. So now I see the microphone is working, so we can start. Okay, you saw me showing you yesterday the Opal subscription, but I only did a voiceover. So now I want to explain again what the Opal subscription is, and I will show you the yarn just briefly again. Okay, Opal is a German sock yarn produced in Germany. Maybe you know this company. It is more on the rustic side, but it is not itchy at all. You could knit a pullover out of it too, but it's not comparable to merino, for example. And the Opal subscription is the following. If you subscribe, you will receive 4 times a year 6 balls of yarn. And in the 4th quarter of the year, you will receive an additional hank of yarn as a present, as a Christmas present. So it's not only that you receive Opal yarn so that you don't have to buy and you always get have stock yarn for your stash. No, these colorways you receive in this subscription are only available in this subscription. So maybe this won't be available anytime soon. But if the producer find out that we subscribers like a colorway very much, they pick it up and say, okay, we will put it into the normal collection, and then you can be, then you are able to buy it. But usually you receive this once and then never again. So it's always a surprise. It's something special only subscribers receive, and it's fun. And this year I decided to start the subscription, and I will see how long I will continue. But I really like the yarn and I really like to knit socks. So I will show them very quickly now again. This is the box filled with goodies. So first of all, I will show you the Christmas present. Oh, by the way, this all doesn't even cost 40 euro. So I think I paid 38 euro and 89 cents or something, but let's say 40 euro straight. I don't know what this is in dollar, and shipping is included. I will try to find out which countries they ship to, because I know it goes to the Netherlands because Karen, a viewer of our podcast, received it too, but I don't know about other countries. Okay, that is always a surprise, and every subscriber receives another hank of the Christmas present. So I have received a hank of yarn with 4, 5, 6 different colors, and other subscribers only had like orange and pink, or blue and green. So I think the most colorful you can get in this subscription this year. And I love the smell. Okay, then I showed them off yesterday, but here in better light. 1, 2, 3. And I really like the tags. By the way, this is the word Abo, and Abo is the German word for subscription. So like a magazine subscription. Yeah, and you don't know how they will knit up. So I am in a Facebook group for subscribers. Everyone can be part of that group. You don't have to be a subscriber. And then you always see when the ladies start to knit up the balls of yarn, how they will knit up. And I think the colorways are very pretty. I know that the quality is very good. And here I see fairy lights and snow and frost. And that is the reason why I will cast on this first. But I have started my Christmas sock this morning, my Christmas sock of this year, and I wanted to knit a very traditional Christmas color first, and then maybe I start today in addition to the other sock, this one, because I am done with knitting the Weasley sweater. Now I have to sew in the ends and to duplicate stitch the T and wash and block everything, but I think I will do this on the weekend or so. I will listen to an audiobook and drink coffee, sit down and do that for 2 hours or so, and then the garment is finished. But here is my start of my Christmas sock. Here is the skein, it's not a skein, the ball, and I really love this yarn. This is the yarn I have knit, one of the balls of the yarns. I have knit the advent calendar for my boyfriend, and I have knit a pair of socks for my mom already out of a similar skein ball. This is from Booty-Knit, and I know that the company Hobby, Hobbii, I know it's written incorrectly, but that's the way it is, that they sell the same. And Amy from Noble Character Crafts has received a set of 3 from me too in her advent calendar, because she asked for it. So that is my Christmas yarn, and I'm looking forward to sit down this afternoon, watch something relaxing, yeah, and knit on a Christmas sock. As you know, I'm working for a pregnancy help center, and there are days that are lovely and positive, and sometimes there are days which are harder and bring me down a bit, because you have to deal every day with a very hard, rough topic. It's nothing you can put away. When you say, oh, it's 3 o'clock, I'm done with work, and yeah, you can't let it behind sometimes. And so I'm very much looking forward to Christmas vibes today. So this is that. So let's get to the Instaknitnight questions. I recorded them yesterday already, but as I told you, my microphone. Process or product knitter? Process knitter. I have evolved to a process knitter. I mean, I wouldn't like to knit something I wouldn't like to wear or to gift someone. So I think in that range we are all product knitters. But for example, if I don't enjoy the process, although I like the end result, I wouldn't knit it. So because we often think of process knitters like, oh, it doesn't matter, and if it takes forever, I enjoy every process. No. I am a process knitter. That means in a way that I say I have to enjoy the process. The yarn has to be lovely, or the pattern has to be lovely or enjoyable in whatever way. So I have no problems with sleeve island, body island. To be honest, it's silly to say that, because you can't only knit the collar, starting the body and saying, oh, I'm a body island, so the rest of the garment is island, is not enjoyable, is boring. Because when you call it sleeve and body island, there is nothing else left than the collar. And I enjoy really everything. I enjoy the whole process, and I enjoy the boring parts even more, to be honest. I like to have a little bit to think, like with color work or other patterns or so, but I really enjoy everything. I enjoy weaving in ends. I mean, not so much as other steps of knitting a garment or so, but I enjoy it. And I enjoy knitting swatches. It's the whole process I enjoy. I have to enjoy the whole process. Sometimes I put a project aside when I don't enjoy the process so much. I wouldn't zoom through it just because I want to have the product. So yes, I am a process knitter. That is the reason why I love to knit gifts. Many people who say from themselves they are selfish knitter, I guess they are product knitters. Because if you enjoy the process, it isn't important if you will have the product at the end or another person. Although I have to admit, I am knitting for other people since March. I think I have knit a little bit on my on a blanket, on a pullover, the Icy Spring. I haven't finished it yet, and one pair of socks. All the other projects were for other people. So I am looking forward now to knit a pair of socks for myself. That means I'm not like Mother Teresa, that I say, oh, I can knit my whole life only for other people and I'm happy. So much process knitter is not in myself. So, okay. Best Yarn Festival I have attended. I have only attended 2 different ones and I have attended them twice, so 2 years. And the best one was the Vienna Wool and Design Festival, but only the first one. The second one was a disaster, and all the people who've been there and watching right now know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, the organization was not good, so when I arrived there the second year, I think we had 4 booths. Okay, so that was not really a festival, but the first one was amazing. That was lovely. First project I was proud of. I thought about it yesterday, and when it says the first, that means not the one you were the most proud of, but the first project you have been proud of. And I would guess it was the first ever finished project I had, but I can't remember what that was. But I can remember how proud I was of myself when I finished my first pair of socks. I still know I intended to knit the pair for my boyfriend back then, long time ago, and I didn't trust the measuring. So I have a table, and it says for shoe size this and that, you have to knit so many centimeters, and at the end you will have so many centimeters. And it was my first pair of socks, and I tried the sock on him while I was knitting it, and I thought, no, that can't be right. I don't need so much centimeters. That can't be right, because I was stretching and yeah. And then I finished them, and they turned out to be a little bit too short. So the first pair of socks was for myself, although it was intended to be gift socks. So I still have them. I still treasure them. I don't wear them anymore because they are already very airy at the sole. So the first, time-wise, the first project I was proud of was a pair of socks. The project I was the most proud of maybe was my first garment or so. I have finished it in 2015 or 16 or so, and I still wear it. I still love it. It is the Snow Cloud cardigan, and it was the first piece I was able to wear, and that was a lot of knitting because it is very long. It's like, yeah, it's a very long garment. Maybe I can insert a photo. Okay, next one. Knitting in a group? Question mark. Yes, I have attended several knit nights. It was always enjoyable, most of the times. To be honest, I don't know how it is in the US or in Great Britain or in Switzerland or wherever you sit now, but I'm a German. And Austrians are very similar to Germans. So very similar. Not the same, but very similar. And I have to say, we German-speaking people can be very complicated and closed against other people. So I have to say it is always a little bit difficult to enter a knit knitting group. That is my experience. Sometimes it's already an existing group for several years and they don't want to have new people. That is what I have experienced. But there were some knitting groups I really enjoyed being part of, but they were often too far away to attend them every week or so, because I'm a couch potato, and if I know I have to drive 30 or 45 minutes to sit together with other people to knit for 2 hours, I tend to say, let's stay at home. But now I'm living in Thuringia and we have a lovely knitting group. Unfortunately, I was only able to attend the group 2 times or 3 times. Well, they were so open-minded and so friendly, and they are changing the location every now and then, so everyone is able to attend without driving so long. And if we meet in my local yarn shop, I have to drive 5 minutes or so. So door to door, 10 minutes I'm there, and that is lovely. And the ladies are lovely and the yarn shop is lovely. So I am looking forward to the end of this lockdown, because today is Tuesday, tomorrow on Wednesday another lockdown starts, and so only supermarkets and pharmacies and so on will be opened, and the most relevant things. But for example, yarn shops or flower decorators or nail people, or all these people have to close, and that means we can't meet. But I hope we will be able to meet again and to knit in a group. So we have a WhatsApp group now, and that is lovely. So we always chat and post the progress on our projects. But yeah, it would be nicer to see each other. But talking about it, I thought maybe a virtual knit night would be fun. So I don't know how this can work, because most of my viewers are from the US. I don't know how many hours we have in common to knit together, because a knit night for me 6 o'clock in the morning isn't maybe that awesome or for you in the middle of the night. So for the people who are interested in a virtual knit night, maybe write in the comments down below, and maybe you can suggest a program or app. I mean, I only have the basic Zoom account, so I can only chat for 45 minutes in a group. But I have Skype, and maybe there are other possibilities, or maybe there is already a virtual knit night I could attend. So maybe you can let me know if you're interested in that. DPNs or magic loop? That is the last question, and it is so easy to answer. DPNs for the win. But for example, if I have to knit on a sleeve attached to a pullover, and I have to turn around for every needle and it will twist so much the whole garment, I prefer magic loop. But I start to enjoy magic loop after I have knit like 20 centimeters or so, because then you can flip around easier and without, yeah. I don't have the best knitting needle set for that. In my experience, Chowgoos are the best needles for knitting magic loop because of the cable, the cord. They have a wire inside and it's coated with red rubber-like plastic. And yeah, they are very good. My Knit Pro Dreams, the cable is it flips around all the time and it is in my way. But for socks and for hats I use a circular. But for socks and ornaments and all that, especially socks. Oh, and here, Stulpen in German. Wrist warmers or leg warmers, I would use DPNs. I really love DPNs, and this is, if you know how to use DPNs, the world is open to you, because many of the patterns, and especially chart patterns, so colorwork and so on, are written for the needles. For example, if you knit Christmas baubles by Arne and Carlos, they say, okay, we have 4 different pictures on the bauble, or 2 different, and on the first needle you knit this chart, and the second needle you knit this chart, and then again. So if you knit magic loop, you have to think one step more to keep in mind that you have to knit another chart after the half of the needle. Or for example, I haven't watched the tutorial because I don't want to learn it, but magic loop and heel knitting, I can't imagine how that could work. So that is so much easier. All these techniques are so much easier on DPNs. And I like DPNs. I enjoy them very much. At the moment I have the higher here, but normally I'm using the Knit Pros. Okay, that was everything for today, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.